Okay, so it. I think I might be able to stitch this together. I don't know. I just found the stitch feature in my recording software, so I don't know if it's gonna work or if it will. So I'm just gonna hope and pray it does. So, like I said, he makes a sword out of his hair. It just he grabs, he lengthens his hair into the side, into the shape of a one-handed arming sword. He creates an arming sword. Er, yeah, he makes an arming sword, and it is sharp. Like it is, it's like almost razor sharp levels of sharpness, and that's off. And yeah, after that, it's gonna be he's gonna use his hair to launch himself around like Spider-Man or Doc Ock, just to lunge at the robots, and he's gonna use his hair to strike the hair on his head to strike at him. And you guys, all of the hair in his body he can control, so he can turn himself into a porcupine. Like, so he can just turn himself into porcupine or a pufferfish if he wants. Yeah, you heard me right. All, all of the hair. I mean, he's and he likes to keep it clean downstairs, so like, that's how that's gonna be. Yeah, my my content. Yeah, I don't make. I put it on YouTube, so like for the COPPA stuff, I make sure it's like just to deal with COPPA. I say that it's not fit for little kids. Cause like it's not. It's really not. My stuff isn't meant for little kids. You know, and most anime isn't either. A lot of the popular animes aren't made for kids either. So, or at least the ones that people do what ifs on anyway. Yeah. But there's One Piece what if, like shonens are the main ones people do what ifs on, and you know. By the way, like yeah, shonen anime is the only thing people really do what ifs on, at least to my knowledge. So yeah, on to the next part. Yeah, he shows off for the cameras. Like he normally wouldn't, but seeing that he needs, but being like, hey, I kind of need to show off right now. Like they're watching me, and that could determine whether or not I get in. So I need to show off right now. And he doesn't show off everything. So like, he doesn't shoot his hair. Cause like he's gotten that ability, and he doesn't make hair domes or anything. He just you know he just strikes and moves with it so far. And he hasn't turned himself into a pufferfish either, or a hedgehog or anything else. He hasn't done that just yet. And I'm not. Yeah. And just so you guys know, once the hair is attached to his head, he can't really control it anymore. Or he can, but he can only control its properties. He can't make it move or anything. He can just make it so when he throws his spines, so when he throws his hair like spikes, it stays hard the entire way through. There's so many There's so many bad. Hmm. This is gonna be the end of me. Like this series, just the way I made his quirk work. It's and I guess Kirishima is has a lot of jokes that can be made about him too, but like this, cause like it's also flexible, so like yeah. So that's gonna be like that. He's gonna be like, and he's gonna do good. I'd say Bakugo wins the bet. No. So he, just one second. What was you doing? Sorry about that. Someone had to talk to someone for a sec. Not important right now though, because now they're gone, and it's just me, you guys, and an excellent story. Yeah. And by you guys, I mean like the one or two subscribers. Yeah. Alright, if you would please share, if you would like let people know about me, because like I want to grow and I want to share my stories with more people. And if I'm not able to share with a lot of people, then what's the point? But otherwise, it'd be like just the 2 or 3 of you guys watching forever, like, you know. And if you would give me feedback, you know. And also that one girl that commented on like a bunch of what if YouTuber videos. Yeah. Like, you know. Just know that I thank you for the comment. Like that comment did help me a lot. And also, if you have any good what if YouTubers you'd like to suggest to me or suggest to the other people in the comments, please do. But also give me feedback on what I'm doing, and like let me know if you like what I'm doing. But back into the video. But yeah. So I'd say that so Uraraka screams and Deku just seeing this is gonna run, and then he's gonna use he's gonna use his hair to pick up the rubble and start running. But right at the last second, he throws Uraraka, and she barely gets a few feet in front of the robot's foot, with Deku's hair able to hold it up a little bit, so he can get out of the way, and it just steps in front. And everyone was worried for Izuku's life right there. Like the pro heroes that could have done something, they just bolted down there. And they realize he's okay, just needs a little bit of medical attention. Not much, like just a little bit. And Uraraka needed more medical attention than he did. But all she got was a twisted ankle, and he got like a few cuts from the rubble or something, like a few little cuts or scrapes. And he's scraped up pretty bad, but that's not from the 0-pointer. That's from the robots he had already dealt with. Because the 0-pointer didn't really do much damage to him. Because his hair is really, really strong. And only the one on his head is really strong. Like the rest of it, it's about as hard as, because like that's what he trained, the hair on his head. So the rest of it is only about as hard as a rock, while the hair on his head is like stronger than steel. No, it's stronger than titanium. Like wonder what you would get if you took a steel or a titanium diamond thing. Like if you mix those together to make a material, because like diamonds are really hard, but they're fragile, and titanium's really durable, but it scratches easily. So like if you mix those together in the right way, you could probably make an almost unbreakable material, like So then after that, it's gonna be like Uraraka is gonna be thankful for this man. Like he just saved her life in a way that, like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what that's going to be like. Huh. So after that, it's going to be like, After that, I'd say that, you know, onto the. I'd say he got. I'd say he got second, and Bakugo got first. So Deku had to pay up $10. Yeah, like the bet they made earlier. And Deku's gonna. Alright. Deku's gonna walk into class. Ida and Bakugo arguing. Deku's gonna be like, "Hey, firecracker!" No. No. Like, "Hey, firecracker, who you talking to?" And Bugs would, "What do you want? Shut it, hairball. Just some a-hole with his stick up his." And this is gonna twitch Ida the wrong way. So these two just insulted each other and then insulted me. Like, he doesn't get why, and he doesn't understand why that. Like, he couldn't tell. He could tell they were insults, but he didn't know why. Like, you know, it's like that. Like, he didn't know why they were insults. He just knew that they were. He couldn't tell why or how that insult came to be. And you're like, they were also disrespecting me as well. So he's also going to get on Midoriya, like, being an a-hole. About being the way he is. Like, it's not right to insult people. And David's like, "Shut it, twitch legs." Like, he's gonna know that. Cause like he's gonna tell him his name. And he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's the Speed family." Like, that's the people that have engines for legs. Like, he's gonna know that, and it's gonna be like that. So after that, and then Aizawa is gonna look. And, oh no, Uraraka's. Hey, I know that. Ooh, what color? What color should I make his hair? Hey, I'd know that hair anywhere. You're the kid that helped save me. Like, that whole thing's that's gonna go down, and Bakugo and Midoriya are just gonna forget about Ida. And this is gonna rub him the wrong way even more. Like they're like using sandpaper on his to rub him the wrong way. Like, just not sandpaper, just paper. They're using a paper to rub him the wrong way, or a slightly yeah. They're using a rough rag to rub him the wrong way. That's about what it's like. Before they were just rubbing him the wrong way. Now they're using a towel to rub him the wrong way. No lube. Absolutely no lube. So it's just a towel being used to essentially. No, paper towel. And if you're gonna be, Like the whole thing there. And Bakugo and Deku are gonna be like, he's the teacher, better do what he says. And like they're gonna be the first. They're gonna walk out on the. They're gonna grab their stuff on the when he says it the first time. But, and and I'd say yeah. So after that, it's gonna be a yeah. So yeah, after that, it's gonna be after that it's gonna they're gonna realize that Bakugo and Deku they can see that those two work out, and they can tell that they're friends with each other, and Mineta finding the peephole is gonna go the same way, and you know that happens, and then Midoriya is gonna hate Mineta, like burning passion, just hate this man. You know, so he's just kind of like, so he's just gonna grab Mineta by the neck and sling him across the locker room when he says that. Like he hates Mineta. He hates perverts. Yeah. And then Bakugo and Midoriya, I'd say they're gonna think about Jiro for like just a split second and realize that she has headphone jacks in her ears for ears. Does that mean she can hear? Because they're gonna be really smart in this and able to. They're gonna be like, oh. They're not gonna say anything to anyone. Except Deku is gonna walk up to the wall and whisper, I know you're listening. I won't tell the others, but just know. And like, that's gonna freak Jiro out. Like, she's just gonna stop listening for a bit and tell the girls what just happened. And then then she's gonna start listening again, and Baku's gonna, and I know too. Like, that's gonna freak her out even more. Cause like, or like, it's gonna be like, and then Bakugo's is gonna be the one that says, "Stop listening to our conversations." Like, she can tell that those are two different voices. Like, they're not gonna say anything to the others because they're like, I kind of want them because they're kind of a-holes in this. Like, and because like this is gonna freak Jiro out. Like, she just starts flipping off the walls. Like, what was it? So onto the thing. Oh no, because like, I think Jiro had to drill a hole or something. It's like Deku's gonna. So then Deku is going to So yeah, Deku's just gonna put his hair through the hole and Deku's just gonna drill a hole through the wall and grab Jiro's headphone ear, and that's just gonna. No, I'm retconning what I just said. He drills a hole with his hair through the wall and grabs Jiro's headphone ear. Like, and I'd say he can talk through his hair. It's like if he's like just for this. It's not nice to listen to people. Cause like, his voice is different through his hair, so it's gonna be, it's not, it's not nice to listen to people, and that's just gonna freak her out. Like I said, like someone just grabbed her ear essentially, her earlobes. Someone just grabbed it through the wall. That's gonna make, and she just stops listening. It's not, it's not nice to eavesdrop, or like it's really weird. Like it sounds almost as if it's not even being said, but it is. Like she can clearly hear that it's being said, but it's almost as if it's not being said. Like like it sounds like someone's across the room is whispering loudly. It's not nice to listen to me. But she thinks it's like she's not sure if she heard that. Like, but she knows that her headphone jack got grabbed or caressed or whatever. And like, and I know what you would. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me whispering, but that's. But essentially, he said the first thing he said, like, it's not nice to listen to eavesdrop. You shouldn't eavesdrop on people. Like, but it was like that whisper. But it was that whisper to where you could. But it was that whisper to where you could barely hear it. Like you swear it. Like you couldn't even tell if it was actually real. Like you know. But that's what he says. It's not nice to eavesdrop on people. Like no. But it's like a whisper because whenever it's a whisper because like whenever he talks to his hair, it's not very loud. Like it can, and like you pretty much have super hearing to hear it. Like he figured like she has and he was able to figure out like this girl probably has super hearing. Like oh, and like so it's like that. So yeah. After that, it's gonna be so onto the physical exam that Aizawa put on. It's like Deku's gonna so uh uh Deku and Deku and Bakugo do better than they did in canon because like they've been training for like a few years now together, like because they had someone to test and get better off of, like because like their ability to the ability to get better was just bouncing off of each other, reflecting back. So so they got stronger than they did in canon. So Bakugo's explosions are stronger and bigger. You know. So yeah. And you know, they're both gonna be a bit blunt. Like Bakugo's not gonna be brash. But he will be blunt. And like he will hit you with it, and he is great at comebacks. And so is Deku. Not as good as with comebacks, but he's still pretty good. It's like you're putting a level 20 bard against a level 10 bard when it. If you play D&D, you know what that meant. Like that's the amount of bitter bite in their comebacks. A level 15 bard versus a level 10 bard. But they have very snappy and instant remarks. And like they're able to time their comebacks perfectly. So like, someone gives them a time, insults them, they have the perfect comeback, and they say it at the exact perfect time. Like like sometimes it'll be quick and snappy, sometimes it'll be slow and drawn out. well, maybe like it'll be snappy, like, and they'll say it really quickly. Like, shut it for, like, just for example, if they're insulting Ida, like, they have quick, snappy comebacks, but they're not as good as their long, drawn out ones. Like, shut it for, or shut it, Twitch legs, versus their long, drawn out. Listen here, Twitchy. I don't care about your family. Like, they have, like, or your family name. Like, they have the long, drawn outs are more insulting, but the quick, snappy ones, like, they're just instant and they hit hard. It's like, those are the kinds of insults they throw. Deku throws the slower ones. Like, again, I'm going back to the yin and yang thing. Deku prefers to do those long, slow ones, but he can be quick and snappy. And Bakugo's usually does more quick and snappy ones, but he'll do the occasional drawn out insult. Because they both realizes that those can both be pretty bitter. And so yeah. After that, oh, I just got an idea for a quirk I could give Deku in another what if. Ooh, that could be good. Okay, not important right now. So yeah, he's gonna do really good on the. He's gonna do good. Like, Deku does better than Bakugo in some of them, but he does, like, they're about evenly matched on how well they do overall. But Bakugo, he uses his explosions to propel himself forward really fast, and Deku isn't that fast. But the grip strength, Deku demolishes the grip strength because, like, his hair is really strong for some reason. I mean, it can turn to steel, so I'm just gonna make it stronger than steel. So, like, I'm just gonna make it strong. His hair just strong in general. And then after that, so I'm gonna make it so that, after that, I'm gonna say that someone is capable. So after that, it's gonna be like, the ball throw, Bakugo does better than Midoriya, but Midoriya, he slung it. He just straight up slung it really far. So they pretty much tie on the ball test. Like, Deku, he just, like, if you know the weapon, like the sling, like, if you know what that is, like, he does that. He yanks that thing really far. And then he's gonna be like, and he's gonna look at Jiro during this every once in a while. Like, so that's the girl that was listening. So that's what she looks like. And he's gonna walk up to her. No, the stuff about earlier where he grabbed it, no. This is where she gets that shock. He's gonna walk up. He's just gonna slowly move towards her. Not creepily, not just like, and he's gonna say in her ear, it's not nice to eavesdrop. Like, that's just gonna, wait, what? He tells her that he knew she was eavesdropping on the boys' locker room. Like, some of the boys that hear that, they just get like, wait, what? And the girls, and all of the girls, they're like, oh, wait, what? He's gonna say, I feel the vibrations that your headphone jack was making in the wall. Like, I was leaning up against the wall and I could feel the vibrations of your headphones being used. You know, I'm essentially giving him a very, very weak spider sense. Yeah. And then after that, I'd say that, after that, let's see here. How should I? No, doesn't matter. Yeah. After that, it's gonna be like, hey, so then the same thing in Canaan happens. I wasn't actually gonna expel any of you. Like, that stuff happened. So then on to the hero test. Hello, my lovely student. You know, All Might does his entrance. Like he was like, and ooh, what should I make Deku's hero costume be? I think I'm gonna make it so that it is kind of. I'd say that. A lot of things I could do for that. I just thought about something. Alright, so people with mutation quirks exist, right? And then they can't turn that quirk off. So like, if one of them is just looks like a lizard, then would people find that attractive? Like, it's essentially just a big lizard. Or would they be for it? Or like, yeah, I'm confused. Like some mutations I could understand. Ojiro, or like the tail man. Like, it's a tail. He has a tail. It's not really anything major. So then after that, it's gonna be like, yeah. It's not, same teams. Or, I think no. It's gonna be Deku and Jiro versus Bakugo and Uraka. And then, so, Deku's gonna lift them up to the second floor. No, because he's gonna be like, he's not just gonna rush down, because he doesn't have that kind of mentality. That was kind of like, so he doesn't just rush down. He tries to work with Uraraka. He works with Uraraka, makes a plan. And Jiro is she's kind of not shy, but not bashful either. Yeah, she's just kind of like that around Deku, because he knew I was listening. That's kind of just how that is for them. Yeah. So after that, I'd say. Yeah, so after that, I'd say that. So, after that, I'd say that. So after that, I'd say that. So after that, I'd say that. Deku and Jiro walk through the front door. And Jiro's gonna is gonna try to keep her lobes plugged into the wall so she can hear and have an idea of where people are, and she's gonna tell Deku that they're on a higher floor. Like, she doesn't know exactly what floor, but they're on a higher floor. So they go up the stairs. She does it again. They're on the floor higher. I'd say it's a 5-story building. I don't know how tall it actually was, but that's how tall I'm gonna make it. So yeah, it's a floor higher. I'd say they put it on the 4th floor because, like, they're not dumb. It got put on the 4th floor. So they get it. They go to the 4th floor. It's this floor. Bakugo, he is not a. He is like he has no problem with just sneaking up on him. Like, he has no problem with just sneaking around. And he does that. Only problem being, Jiro can hear his footsteps. Like, Jiro can tell where he is because she can hear his footsteps through the floor. And then there's gonna be like that. So mission kind of accomplished. Mission successfully failed. I'd say. Mission failed successfully. So, yeah. And Deku's just gonna wrap his hair around Bakugo's hands and then just turn it to steel and just break that bit of hair off so he can't really use the explosions. And he's just gonna, then they're gonna wrap it. And then Bakugo's realizes that he can't really do anything about it. He's like, if I let off an explosion, my hand would get hurt. So he doesn't. And I'd say his costume is a bit less aggressive. So he doesn't have those fins on the back, I'd say. Cause like, yeah, I'm not gonna give him those fins on the back. Cause I just don't feel like it. I feel like that wouldn't fit the personality I've created for this sort of. Everything else is the same, but yeah. And I'm not gonna give him that. And I'd say, nah. After that, I'd say that, he realized that he can't really do anything because Deku just encased his hands in steel hair. Like, people in the crowd are going to be a bit confused. Or people on the outside are going to be confused because, like, why doesn't he just blast them? But I'd say, I think Momo was the smartest in that class. So she realized that he can't because that would blow his hands up. Like, she realizes that and tells him, because doing so would blow his hands up. Someone in the group realizes that. They're like, huh. Yeah. Bakugo, the biggest threat, was taken care of, and it's just Uraraka. Like, don't get me wrong, Uraraka's strong, but she can't. Like, she's not weak by any means, but like early on, she wasn't that strong. Like, she could just make people float. She could make people float, and that's about it. And not for too long either. And for Midoriya, floating isn't as big as of a disadvantage as it would be for other people. Because he'll just use his hair, arm things, just move around and just pierce the surroundings and launch around. Like, she gets defeated, he essentially just whacks her on the back of the head with a bit of hair. Like, and Jiro touches the bomb with one of her headphone things. Headphone jacks. Yeah. So after that, so after that, hero team wins. And after that, I was gonna be like, and good job. And Deku's gonna get the hair off of Firecrackers. Someone that has I'd say someone tries, and I'd say he starts just punching a wall to try and get the hair off of him. Like, once hair is detached from Deku's body, he can't control it. But if he touches it, then it can be controlled again. So he just lets it loose. And people are gonna ask, like, why didn't you just blast your way out of those? Because Baku's gonna be like, because they're harder than steel, and because doing so would break my hand in every place. That would break every bone in my hand. So like, I couldn't really. And almost gonna be like, huh, clever. But he's gonna like, because Bakugo, he realizes that going hand to hand with Midoriya would be a losing battle, because Midoriya is better at hand to hand than he is. Plus, he would be using his quirk, so I'd say he sometimes makes brass knuckles out of his hair, just because I want to. And I'd say Bakugo gets taught some of the open hand, open palm martial arts, where you strike with your palm. He's gonna learn one of those, and because that's what goes well with his quirk, and he's gonna realize that, and he's gonna do that. So after that, it's gonna be, and then all the other fights go the same as normal, but different people, because whoever Ida is on, the team Jiro would have been on, but everything still goes the same. Same winners, same losers. Plans go pretty much the same, except for the one Ida's on, but the same team won. Don't remember who won it, but don't care either though. So after that, it's gonna be like, hey. So then later, it's the USJ attack. Deku likes to keep a piece of his hair in the ground to feel for vibrations. So if he can, he'll have a strand of hair going into the ground so he can feel vibrations. And just to make it harder for people to sneak up on him. He doesn't really think about it. He just I'll do that, and then pay attention to whatever else. And yeah, but yeah. Huh. So then after that, I'd say that after that, there's going to be a whole thing about there's going to be a whole thing about the USJ attack happens. And everything happens the same, pretty much. Ida runs out to grab other heroes, to grab the teachers or pro heroes or whatever, and he does that. They still get teleported to the same place. And Froppy and Froppy's gonna ask, what is Rabbit? What is your quirk anyway? Rabbit. What are your two's quirks? That's where Netta says his quirk, Deku says his, Froppy says hers. Like, Deku at this moment kind of wants to toss Mineta overboard. Cause he realizes he's being a perv. Like, Midoriya really hates pervs in this. So does Bakugo. Not as much, but like, he's like, yeah, like just, like not toss him overboard, but like just smack him over the head. He's kind of perving on Sue. He's kind of creeping on Sue right there. So like, he's like, yeah, how about you don't do that? So after that, I'd say that, oh, I need to plug in my laptop. So, like, just so you guys know, I don't follow a script, but I have notes on kind of how I want things to go. Like, by the way, one of the things I'm gonna have is, what if Deku had shadow paralysis? Like, that's one of the other ones I have. Well, and that's one of the things I plan on doing. In which case, I'm just gonna give him shadow paralysis jutsu as his quirk, and he will think things are a drag. Like, he's not gonna be Shikamaru, but he's gonna think a lot of things are a drag. Or was it Shikamaru that had that? Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have that, and he's gonna think things are kind of a drag. Like, not near as much as the other guy, but like, he's not gonna, he's not gonna think everything's a drag. But if he thinks something's boring, he's gonna say that it's a drag. He's not gonna say, this is boring. He's gonna say this is a drag, and he's gonna be. He's not gonna think everything is a drag. He's just gonna think that boring stuff is a drag. And he's gonna be pretty smart as well. But that's for another what if. I have like 8 Google Doc pages for this. Like, one of them is like, what if Deku had I'll talk about all of the what ifs I have planned in another video. Or that I've thought about doing. So yeah. On to the next thing. So, yeah. I'd say that. Okay, so they make it to the other side of the water. For how, it doesn't matter. So, like, maybe just Deku just covered the top with hair, kind of like a smoke screen. And Mineta's just gonna toss a bunch of stick balls down there. Gonna toss down a bunch of his blue balls, and that's gonna happen. Like, some of the villains that try to pop their head out get stuck to one of these balls. Like they're just gonna try to get it off. They're not gonna focus on getting them, on getting the people. They're just gonna worry about getting this thing off of them. Like, sometimes in their thrashing, they might pick up 1 or 2 or more. And they'll probably make a bit of an opening in the hair top, but he can produce a lot of hair. Like, he can produce, like, have you ever seen if you've seen a train, like a modern train, and if you've seen like one of the cars, like the open top ones that carry coal and stuff, he can fill one of those things in like a few minutes. It takes a few minutes for him. A few seconds for him to completely fill one of those things. But it takes quite a bit out of him, but he can fill one of them in just a few seconds. That's how much hair he can produce at once. Also, the hair serves as a great kindling for fire. It smells absolutely horrible, but you can use it for fire. And like, he can make it not fire. He can make it fireproof, but he can also make it not fireproof. So like, so, you know, so Todoroki will have trouble fighting him, or using his fire. Todoroki would have trouble with his fire. Like, using his fire wouldn't really matter in a fight against Deku. Like the only thing that Todoroki could do with would be his ice. Like, because you know he's kind of, his hair would act as a shield. So like, or he could like create, or he could use steam, which for those of you guys that don't know, steam will burn you like it's nobody's business. Like hot steam, like that is above the boiling point of water. It will burn you bad. So yeah. After that, it's gonna be like, hey. So after that, it's gonna be like, so, yeah. The Nomu would still beat Midoriya like in canon, but he was able to hold it off until All Might arrived. Then All Might beat it. Like, the villains still got away, but like, you know, the villains all got away. The villains that got away got away. So yeah, that happened. Aizawa still got messed up pretty bad. And yeah, that's all gonna happen. So after that, all happened, that's so yeah. I was gonna do something. Okay. Okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna stop here. So, I will see you guys later. Next, because like the next video I'm gonna post is gonna be one about all the stuff about some of the stuff I have planned. And I need sleep. But I can't because sleep is for the weak. But nah. But I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.